Going to share with you how to access one of the most powerful organs that only the ancients knew how to access, the third eye. I'll be sharing with you exactly what the significance of this third eye is, why it's atrophied for mankind throughout the years, and how you can actually begin to use it right now to influence your reality. Now, recently I've come across a very powerful method, which I like to call the third eye visualization, which has had immediate impact in my world. And by the end of this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what that method is. But in order to use it, you must fully understand the context from which this method originates. So throughout this video, I'm going to be revealing to you every intricate detail for you that you need to master this method. So please make sure that you take some time out to watch this video in full. And I'm super excited to share this with you. Let's go right ahead and get started. To learn the true art of reality creation, we must look back in time to the greatest reality creators that ever existed. The enlightened yogis, shamans, ancient Egyptians, and the Hermeticists. Now, too many different traditions have always mentioned the third eye. So there must be some truth to it. Right now, mankind has access to all sorts of external technology, but in the path to developing all of this tech, we've lost touch with the internal technology that our forefathers once had access to, which has led to some honestly unexplainable events, such as the construction of, the Great Pyramids in Egypt. Now, how is it that we still can't explain how the pyramids were constructed? This is the work of powerful internal technology. There were many cataclysmic, destructive events that led to the demise of all of this knowledge. Most notably, the Great Fire of the Alexandrian Library, which has pretty much wiped out thousands of years of ancient knowledge. This information is actually out there, but it's locked away and hidden because of its true power. Unfortunately, there are those out there who are withholding vital information like this from you because they don't want you to be empowered. They want you to stay stuck because when you stay stuck, they profit. Now, don't get me wrong. As a business owner, I'm all for profit, but not when it's at the expense of mankind's development. So let's begin our exploration of the third eye in the discipline that it appears in the most, the yogic sciences. Okay, so we're going to begin speaking about the father of the yogic sciences. And this person's name was Patanjali. Now, Patanjali existed thousands of years before the arrival of Christ. An important thing about Patanjali to realize was this man or person was so powerful and so intellectually realized that people who look back into the past to analyze Patanjali's writings, they think that Patanjali was a collection of 7, 8, 9 different people. Okay, that's how powerful this one man was. And so when Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutras, which is basically one of the first texts that brought together all of the yogic knowledge, because prior to that, people lived the yoga life, but no one could consciously explain why they did what they did. It's kind of like explaining walking to a more intellectual person. So Patanjali knew thousands of years ago that the Yoga Sutras would be prevalent even today, and it would be even more important today than it was hundreds or even thousands of years ago. So that's the genius of the Yoga Sutras. And in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali talks about the human machine. And it's like an instruction guide for how to use the human machine. So we've been endowed with this great, intelligent, powerful machine, but we don't even have an instruction guide on it. Do you realize how crazy this is? Like, we're born with this great, powerful machine, but we just don't know how to use it. We could use this to move mountains, yet we use this to multiply our suffering every single day, right? So Patanjali meant for this to be a guide for human beings to use to ultimately reach their enlightenment. Okay, that was the goal with the Yoga Sutras. Now, in the Yoga Sutras, this is how the third eye comes in. There are 114 chakras, as Patanjali mentions. Out of these 114, there are 7 main ones, which is what we're going to discuss. Okay? These 7 chakras describe the ascendance of man from absolute base primal instincts of survival to ultimately enlightenment. And if you can move your energy from the different levels, the whole purpose of yogic practices is to move energy from the absolute base and core level to the absolute highest, to the level of experiential realization, or the seventh chakra. Okay, so let's talk about these 7 chakras and where this third eye actually comes in. This is going to be very important for you. The most core chakra is called the Muladhara chakra. This is the root chakra. If your energy is most concentrated at the root chakra, you're mainly concerned with sleep and eating. You just want to sleep and you want to eat. And there are a lot of people who are at this low base level of consciousness right now. They don't understand anything else. It's kind of like being an animal. Animals are at this level. They're only concerned with sleep and food. If you go a level above that, okay, going a level above the Muladhara chakra is the Svadhisthana chakra, which is the sacral or the spleen chakra. In this chakra, you're mainly concerned with the pleasures of life. Sexual pleasures or any other kind of pleasure. So if your energy is concentrated here, pleasure is your main focus. A level above that is the Manipura chakra. If your energy is concentrated in the Manipura chakra, action becomes your main focus. You want to act, you're kind of like a bull. Okay, you don't think, you simply just do. Think of hunks and like bodyguards or bouncers or people who don't want to think, they just want to do, and they just want to go out there and act without thinking. A level above that, if your energy is concentrated in the heart chakra, the Anahata chakra, your main tendency is toward creativity, creating artistic pieces, admiring, different creative pieces. Creativity is the main expression that your life energy finds. Another level above that, the throat chakra, the Vishuddhi, your main focus is gaining influence. Your voice becomes more powerful. You want to gain influence and you're good at gaining influence and expressing yourself. So if that's where your energy is concentrated, you might be a great politician, a great speaker, or anything related to the oratory. Now, here's where the third eye comes in. If your energy is concentrated in the Ajna chakra, the third eye, then you become intellectually realized. I want you to pause and reflect on this for a moment. This intellectual realization actually is the highest level your energy can move up to in the duality domain. Past this, if your energy moves up to the Sahasrara, your crown chakra, then you become experientially realized. This is non-dual. Then it is said that you become enlightened and you're in a constant ecstatic state. Okay? All you need to do is move your energy up to the level of intellectual realization. When you can do that, you can shift your perception at will. If you imagine we have sense organs that are sight, feeling, the 5 senses. Our sight is used to perceive the outer world. The Ajna chakra is used to perceive the inner world. When you can learn to use the Ajna chakra in your visualizations, not only do your visualizations become more vivid, they also become much easily materialized into physical reality. And I, for one, have firsthand noticed this. And many teachers talk about this. Many religions talk about this. Even the Buddhist tradition talks about the third eye. Even the Hermeticists talk about the third eye. Even the shamans talk about the third eye. Recently, I was reading a book by Jose Silva on mind control. Now, in mind control, Jose Silva actually talks about how when you visualize, you should get your eyes on a 20-degree plane, meaning you should look up in your eyelids. When you're doing that, you're actually tapping into your third eye. And as we do the third eye visualization exercise, you're going to see exactly why this is so powerful, okay? So for now, I just wanted to give you a knowledge on the different chakras and how this energy must move on up. And as it moves up, you gain access to more of your intellect, more of powers of perception to be able to shift your perception, okay? So now let's talk about the keys that we want to accomplish with this if we want to become powerful creators of our reality. We want to move our energy up so we can unlock our inner vision. Most people are concerned with the outer world. Do you notice how you get so steeped in all your problems and what's going on outside of you that you can't turn within, you can't bring your focus within? It's because your third eye hasn't been unlocked. It's because your pineal gland is calcified. Okay? If you keep tapping into your third eye, you don't have to worry about decalcifying your pineal gland or doing anything with it. It is going to naturally get activated. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So the crucial point for us is to unlock this inner vision. Okay? Unlock inner vision. Now, when we unlock our inner vision, we gain the power to shift our perception in accordance with our will. If we choose to shift our perception, we have the choice to do so. Otherwise, we become rigidly attached to how we've been conditioned up until this point. And there's two perceptions that we possess: how we view the world around us, our worldview, and how we view ourselves in relationship to our worlds, our self-view, our identity. Most people become rigidly attached to how they view themselves, and they think that there is one true them and one not them. Right? This is me, that's not me. This is me, that's not me. And their boundaries, the boundaries of their bodies, get constrained to the surfaces of their skins. Okay? And I used to be this way. After rigorous years of practice, I've become very moldable, more flexible. When you become flexible, you become one with life, kind of like water, right? When water enters a teapot, it becomes the teapot. When water enters a kettle, it becomes a kettle. Enters the bottle, it becomes the bottle. That's how we want to be. Whatever life throws at us, we want to flow with it, not against it, not against the tide. And this is how you do it, by becoming more moldable, by gaining access to the ability to shift your perception in accordance with what life requires at different points in your life, okay? So the goal is to shift our perception at will. So now let's get right into the third eye visualization method. For this, I want you to take some time out, around 10 minutes, to sit somewhere quietly, have focus and not have any distractions. And let's get right to it. Okay, so now let's get to the third eye visualization technique. Now, this technique is actually using your third eye in conjunction with your subconscious mind. So there's a prerequisite to this. You want to make sure that when you do this exercise, you fall asleep. So doing this before bed is the ideal, but for now, it's totally okay that we're doing this as a practice run right now, okay? So no problem, make sure you have somewhere to sit for 10 minutes with no distractions, right? And sit somewhere comfortable. What we want to do before we begin is, in our mind, have a problem that we're experiencing in our lives. So think about one big problem or something that you feel stuck with. It could be in your business, it could be in your personal life, your relationship, anything of your choosing that you've been stuck with for a while. And the key thing is you don't know how to get unstuck. You know, maybe you have an idea, but you're not sure and it hasn't quite happened yet. So think about the problem first and what the problem feels like, okay? So now let's get to this exercise. So I want you to take a deep breath with me. Sit quietly and take a deep breath. Now, in your mind, I want you to visualize the number 3 times. 3, 3, 3. Now visualize the number 2 3 times. 2, 2, 2. Feel yourself falling deeper and deeper into an alpha state of mind. And now, I want you to visualize the number 1 3 times. And when you visualize the number 1 for the 3rd time, you're going to be in a very low frequency state of mind. Your brain waves are going to slow down to the alpha brainwave state. 1, 1, 1. You're now in the alpha brainwave state. Now I want you to begin putting your eyes and tilting them up towards the center of your forehead. As you do this, you'll feel a pressure in the middle of your forehead. Don't worry if you don't feel the pressure now. Just move your eyes upwards, just slightly. That pressure that you feel in the middle of your forehead is your third eye. Again, don't worry if you don't feel it the first time. As you do this over time, you will gain a feeling of it. Keep your eyes there. Now, as you keep your eyes there, I want you to visualize the problem that you thought about. Create a vivid scene of the problem and make it rich and colorful, something that you've been stuck with. Now imagine what it feels like to be stuck in that problem. Imagine how much it sucks to stay stuck in that problem. How terrible it is to stay stuck in that problem. How stuck it feels. Make the scene as big and visual as you can. Now imagine there's a ball of energy in your heart that contains that problem scene that you've just visualized. And in 3 seconds, you're going to send that ball up to your higher self. Imagine just shooting it up, however way you can. Just shoot that ball up into space just above you and imagine it's received by a higher self. You're surrendering it to God. In 3 seconds, you're going to exhale and shoot the ball up into space. 3, 2, 1. The problem has now been sent to your higher self, and you have nothing to worry about. Now, as you keep your eyes on your third eye and you feel the pressure, I want you to visualize what the solution to your problem could look like. What life looks like after the problem has been solved. Imagine rejoicing that your problem has been solved. Imagine celebrating that the problem has finally been solved, something you've been stuck with for a very long time. What does that feel like? Make the scene more and more colorful, more and more vivid. Touch different things in that scene and imagine you're feeling them. Imagine the sounds, imagine the smells, imagine the tastes. Immerse all your senses into it fully. See the color. Make the picture larger and larger. Feel the celebration and the rejoice in your heart. It's been solved. Everything that you've ever wanted has been achieved. Now, in 3 seconds, I want you to send this ball of energy up to your higher self again, just like you did with the problem. Three, 2, 1. As you exhale, send that ball of light from your heart to your higher self. the problem has now been taken care of. I want you to slowly open your eyes. And now, ideally, when you're doing this exercise at night, right before bed, you would drift off to sleep. And what happens is within the next 3 days, you will notice different signs coming to your reality about how this problem gets solved. A precaution. I don't want you to keep doing this exercise. Only wait until 3 days. And if nothing shows up after 3 days, repeat this exercise with the same problem. I can't stress to you how powerful this method is, because as soon as I've started doing it, many crazy things have happened. So first of all, if you look back at my channel, a week ago, a couple of my videos just blew up. I was trying for a really long time to make better videos and get more views, but it hasn't worked, and I was stuck with that for a very long time. And the first thing I did when I learned this exercise was visualize being stuck with my channel and trying different things, and that didn't work out, and then visualize the solution, hundreds of thousands of views. And a few days ago, a video that I made maybe 2 weeks ago got like 100,000 views on it. Right, and I was like, oh my God, this really works. So that's why I was so excited to share this with you guys. And this really is powerful, because as soon as I did this exercise, coincidences happened, and the team that I was working with had a changeover, and the other person that came in and staff, that person happened to have a lot more knowledge about what I needed to do, and they were able to relay that knowledge to me, and I was accepting of it. I noticed that was the sign. So another key thing you have to do is look for little instances, because the sign will be very, very small. Take it and acknowledge it as confirmation. Even the tiniest thing that happens, you're looking for more money or more clients, and someone shows more interest in one of your products, that is the sign. That is going to happen. Anything that happens, be open to receiving it. So the key part of this process is throughout your daily living, as you do this exercise, be open to receiving signs in different ways, okay? This is very, very crucial. The conjunction of your third eye and your subconscious mind is very, very powerful in tapping into those different sectors of space where this answer lies, okay? But it's up to you to take it to heart and accept it. Another key thing that happened to me, I'm just giving you all of these examples so it's relatable to you, so you have more motivation to apply it, because this truly is extremely powerful. I was looking for client results, and we haven't had an explosive result from a client in a very long time. As soon as I started to do this, one of our clients, Evan, he posted how he went from barely making nothing in his business to, after working with us, now making 50K a month in his business. And I'll pull up the screenshot right here. So this truly does work, but you need to follow these steps precisely. So if you need to watch this video again, please do so. Perform this exercise, just save it somewhere and just do this again right before bed. Okay, I've spent a lot of time preparing this for you in a way that you can use it for yourself, and I want you to listen to it and fall right to sleep. So what I want you to do right now as you're watching this is click on this video right here on the mirror principle, which will teach you how to look for confirmation in your world. There are 4 laws to this mirror. So all of this is great stuff, but you really need to master that last step of looking for confirmation. So watch this video right now and then perform this third eye visualization exercise before bed tonight. And I'll see you in this next video right now. Thanks.